So in this lecture, we are going to discuss about the quantitative method or statistical method. So previously we have seen what is demand forecasting, what are the broad classifications of demand forecasting, and we have already discussed about qualitative method. Now we are going to discuss about quantitative method or statistical method. So under quantitative method comes, these are the different methods in quantitative methods. That is test marketing, time series analysis, moving average method, exponential smoothing award method, regression analysis, econometric models, etc. So uh, unlike in qualitative models where we uh, use the opinion of the customers, experts, salesforce, etc. to predict the demand, here we are making use of the numbers or the previous data. We are mainly making use of this data to predict the demand in the future. So let us first discuss about test marketing. So test marketing is the most reliable method of sales forecasting. So here the product is launched in a few selected cities or towns to check the response of the customers towards the product. So if you have a product, you will launch that in some select cities, maybe some in first maybe you select a city that is maybe Mumbai or Chennai, and then we will try to check the response of the customers towards the product. And on the basis of such response, the firm decides whether to commercialize the product on a large scale of the. If the response is tepid or the consumers are not satisfied with that, then the firm is not going forward with the project. If the response is good, then that means the firm decides to continue with that project to manufacture on a large scale. The new product is launched in the selected geographical areas, that is the representative of the final market. It helps the firms to test and try the product beforehand. Okay, secondly, the test marketing enables the firms to look at the pros and cons of the product at the early stage. Okay, so this will give a idea about the customer's response, and based upon that you can predict the demand. So next method in the quantitative methods is the time series analysis. So here past data are arranged into time series, and the process of analyzing time series data using statistics. Okay, so here four variations are analyzed. One is the cyclic, seasonal, irregular, causal, etc. So we will see the different types of time series method. Here we are making primarily use of the past data. So you have the data for different months. Okay, some, and based upon this data you can predict the demand. Okay, maybe based upon the past 3 years, based upon the past 5 years, etc. And this will also account for sometimes during a particular season there will be a demand, sometimes this will be going through a cycle, etc. So we will accommodate each one of these factors in the time series analysis. So let us see some of these types of time series analysis. That is, first one is the moving average method, and it is very useful for forecasting short-term trends. Okay, so this is method for averaging the results of recent sales history to determine a projection of the short term. That means you can see in this example, you can see that the demand for different months are given. Okay, March, February, etc. are given, and the sales also are given. Then we will calculate the moving average. That means here this is the 3-month moving average. We will calculate the average of these three. Okay, sometimes you can calculate the 5-month or 10-month, etc. So based upon this we will calculate the moving average, and this is the demand forecast. Then you have the exponential smoothing method. So this is also similar to the moving average. Only difference is that recent past sales are given more weight than earlier. For example, we have seen the sales for different months. So that means when you calculate the moving average, we are just taking the average of this 3M. But in exponential smoothing method, we are giving more weightage to this one than the previous years. Okay, based upon this, you will predict the future. If the data has no trend and no seasonal pattern, then this method is essentially used. So that means there is no seasonal variation. We can explain no seasonal variation and no trend. Then mainly this method is used. So the formula for this one is this one. So this is the formula. This is the forecast for the time period, and this is the forecast for the previous time period, plus alpha. This is the smoothening constant. Okay, into this 80 minus 1 is the previous period actual demand minus the previous period forecast. So this is the formula used to calculate the future forecast. So let us take an example here. Sales forecast sale for 2021 is 50 lakh and 45 lakh. So at point 4, so the sales and forecast sale. Okay, for 2021, that is A 2021 is 50 lakh and F 2021 is 45 lakh. So smoothing constant is 0.4. The forecast sale for 2022 will be this one, F 2021 plus 0.4 into 50 minus 45. Okay, so this will, you will get it as 47 lakh. So next also the weighted moving average method. So now the next method, earlier we have seen the moving average method. Now we are going to discuss about the weighted moving average method. So here, earlier we used to calculate the average like this, just like that. But here we are giving weights to each period. Okay. For example, in this case, if you want to predict the sales, X sales, so that means here you can see that here we are this 2 into 1, we are giving a weight of 1, plus next sales is 4 into, we are giving a weight of 2, plus next sale is 5 into, we are giving weight of 1. So you will get 15. Then we will divide by the sum of all the weights, that is 4. 1 plus 2 plus 1, that is 4, and you will get the prediction. So this is shown in this figure. So you can see that. So here so this is year 1, 2, 3. So so the sale for here is 4 into 1 plus 5 into 2 plus 7 into 1, you will get 21. 21 divided by 4, it is 5.25, like that. So next method in the quantitative methods is the regression analysis. That is a statistical method that shows the linear relationship between two or more variables. So here, value of one variable can be identified on the basis of the information of other variable. That is, a relationship is established between the sales and the independent variable like income, price of goods, etc. Okay. So that means, see, we need to predict the sales. So we know that, so from the past data, etc. See, these sales depend upon the income of the customers, and also this can depend upon the price of goods also. That means if you are going to reduce the price of the product, that means sales will increase. Similarly, if the income of the customers is increased, then sales will also increase. So this is called regression analysis. So we are trying to predict the sales using these variables. So it is given by the formula y is equal to a plus bx. Here this formula is for only one independent variable. That means if there is only price, okay, x will be the price and these are the constant we need to find, and y is the forecast. So this is an example, that is income and education are indicators for sale of PC. So it can be assumed that sales go up with increase in income and education, like that. So a simple linear regression model that uses a single feature to prediction, that is called this is a simple linear. You can make use of only one variables. Actually, the forecast can depend upon several variables, x1, x2, x3, etc. Okay, simple linear regression analysis means we are making use of only one variable to predict the sales. So that means it shows the relationship between multiple independent variables and a dependent variables. So let us look at one example here. So that means here so these are the past data given, that is the sales, and the consumer preference is also given. So this is our variable and this is the sales forecast. So based up on the consumer preference, we need to predict the sales. Okay, so we are going to employ this method. So here, so there is some formula. So this is y is equal, this is the sales forecast. We need to find out a, b, and x is this consumer preference. Okay, in order to calculate this a and b, this Excel can do it automatically, or this is the formula for calculating b and a. Okay, this is formula for calculating b and a. Okay, so these are the calculations to find out a and b. Okay, and so here the consumer preference is given xi. You can calculate xi square, xi. So there is a this is the calculation for that. This is mainly used to calculate a and b. So based upon that you can predict y.